The first person to doubt natural selection was actually the co-founder, alongside Darwin, of the theory of natural selection being the driving force of evolution. It was Alfred Russel Wallace. Now, Alfred Russel Wallace, together with Darwin, they proposed this theory, then he basically had doubts afterwards, and he made those doubts public. And there was a big, you can say, outcry at the time that this was seen as very strange that the co-founder actually doubted the theory when it comes to human beings. Now, this is what he says in a book called Darwinism. It appears then that both on account of the limited number of persons gifted with the mathematical, the artistic, or the musical faculty, as well as from the enormous variations in its development, these mental powers differ widely from those which are essential to man and are for the most part common to him and the lower animals, and that they could not therefore possibly have been developed in him by means of the law of natural selection. Now, nothing's controversial in the sense of him actually saying those words. Everyone understood at the time that he actually doubted natural selection when it comes to human beings. Now, what I want to actually speak about now is, why is this not public knowledge? Why is it not well known that the co-founder along with Darwin actually doubted natural selection as being a driving force when it came to human evolution? And what's the implications of this? Because when we sometimes hear things like, okay, natural selection, there's a recalcitrant fact against it, or it doesn't actually explain this, what does that actually mean? It actually means that the driving force, the mechanism, is insufficient. And if it's insufficient, what that basically boils down to is this: you can show all the similarities, whether they're genetic, biochemical, linguistic, psychological, behavioral, between human beings and any other organism. You can't even begin to talk about human chimpanzees because you don't have a mechanism. You actually have to have a mechanism before you can even give even the smallest amount of credibility to the idea of human chimp ancestry, or human or whatever ancestry, or anything within the tree of life. And it's very important for us to understand that when natural selection is actually challenged, a lot of things are being challenged. In fact, if you imagine there is a bridge, and on both sides of the bridge there's like these foundations, and you have this road. If the foundations break, the bridge breaks. So if natural selection is shown to be insufficient as a mechanism when it comes to human beings, or when it comes to any other species, essentially what happens to the entire idea of the tree of life is that it also gets challenged. Now, sometimes these ideas are divorced. Natural selection as a mechanism is divorced from the tree of life. Oh no, this is the fact of evolution and this is the mechanism, but the fact is true and the mechanism is independent of that. Actually, that's not the case. You actually have to have both. You cannot just have a magical change in species. You actually have to have a mechanism to show how you can get from A to Z. I hope in this video you've learned the importance of natural selection for the tree of life. For more videos on why Darwinian evolution is based on a probabilistic framework which has assumptions, it has disputes at conceptual and scientific level, make sure you subscribe to Darwinian Delusions.